was definitely a trend that was starting at that time within the music industry. That when we did have some interest from A&R, but we kind of messed it up and didn't follow it through, and it didn't happen. But they were like, oh yeah, we came off stage. There was one gig we played. We came off stage, and I sort of tell this story in the book, I think. But on stage, we used to wear really flamboyant clothes. I mean, lots of really horrendous stuff. But it's like I say, 60s, 70s, 80s, all thrown into one. So we just wanted to be different and original and wear things that nobody else was wearing. And there was one gig we did, and we came off stage, and I took off, I think it was like a polyester woman's jacket with these, remember those gold buttons with the anchors, and green chevron, hideous thing. And I took that off, and underneath I was just wearing a blue t-shirt. And we were speaking to these A&R guys, and they were like, oh yeah, look what you're wearing here, it's much better than what you have on stage. And it was just so anticlimactic that that's what they appealed to them. You know, we were putting on this show, and they just wanted us to be these guys that stand on stage and, you know, thanks very much. And we didn't want to be that band. You know, people came to see us. I mean, London's a difficult place to navigate. You know, everything's, even with the tube, it takes hours to travel across London. And people would come on Tuesday nights and Thursday nights, and they'd come and they'd pay money, and they'd come and I didn't want to be that guy on stage that just stood there and went, thanks very much, this is our next song, or nothing at all, just stood there. So I like to interact, and you know, when we put on a show, I mean, we really liked Paul. They were our kind of aspiration because they put on such a great show, and Damon Albarn as well, out of Blur, put on a really great show. And I think maybe that's one of the reasons why I didn't really like Oasis, because it'd just be that standing there looking miserable, and we didn't want to be that band. So yeah, I guess how we were as a band came about because of the fans, and the fans liked us because of who we were and that we made an effort, and so yeah, it's definitely and the book, I don't think you can tell this story without looking at it from a fan's perspective. Right?
Reading your book, Gavin, made me think about another book, 20-year-old book actually from Norway, a book called Bergamot, A Good Band by Anders Bortner, also a musician, by the way. He writes about a band called The Seculars, which were like the rise and the fall of the Seculars happened within 3 months or something. So it was also one of those bands that ended before it really started. But it has this, like, the lingering promise of things that could have been, and that's the sweetest song you can say.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's sort of tragic in a way, but the tragedy, I didn't want it to be a whiny, oh, we were good but we didn't make it sort of more tragedy. I wanted it to be more about the music, and that this music got lost. And I mean, I think we wrote some really good music, and I'm sad that it didn't get shared by more people. But when I think about it, I think about how many other bands were making really great music, and how many songs must have been written that just never got heard. And that is a real tragedy, especially now we're in this age where so much music is computer generated, or it's just, you know, you can actually download apps that tell you which chords to put in a song, and it will make a song for you. And people like that apparently, and it sells. So, you know, and this, I mean, I guess there's always been bad music, but it seems now there's a lot more.
Well, the thing is, on Spotify right now, you don't only have robots making the music, but you have a big thing about robots listening to the music as well, and this is related to royalty, and so they're kind of making money. Music by robots being listened to by robots.
Now that's interesting.
That's where we are. Okay. So, would you like to finish this off with a song?
Yeah.
I think that would be a perfect way to.
Woo!